This demonstration will feature Roadwear 10-minute concrete mender. This is a structural polyurethane, 4,500 psi compressive strength, 4475 psi tensile strength, very thin at less than 8 centipoise, and a surface tension 1/3 of water. This product can be used from 100 degrees Fahrenheit to minus 30 Fahrenheit. So here's the plan. We're going to drill 3/8 inch diameter holes along the crack, 3/4 to 1 inch deep as needed. We'll use Roadwear concrete mender easy injection tips to inject concrete mender deep into the slab without pumps or ports. So here we go. To start out, we're going to take a 3/8 inch concrete bit. We're going to drill a hole into the concrete along the crack. I want to go about 1 inch deep, and we're going to space our holes equivalent to be about as thick as the concrete is. So if you have a 4-inch slab, we want to go a hole every 4 inches. If it's a 6-inch slab, we'll go a hole every 6 inches, and so forth. This method of prep for a crack, even a hairline crack, generates very little dust, but it's still always good to have a dust collection system. When you're done with drilling your holes, take your dust collection system and remove any remaining dust from the holes. Get the surface good and clean. Next step, you want to inspect the crack and make sure that it's free of dust and dirt and oil, things like that. You want to make the surface clean as well, because the next step is going to be placing a high performance tape on top of the crack. Here we're using a Gorilla repair tape. It has good thickness and it is fairly good adhesive. Do not use a clear packing tape or anything like that. This Gorilla brand repair tape works well. Also, a clear duct tape is available, and that works just as good. You can get these tapes at any home improvement store, or you can order them online. Make sure you cover all the holes and all of the crack. The tape is going to serve the purpose of containing the concrete mender as we make the repairs. This really reduces any overbanding and makes for a better repair. Now we could do the tape a little bit wider on each side if we wanted to make sure we catch any overbanding at all, but for this purpose, one layer of tape here should be just fine. Next step is take a utility knife and cut a slit in every hole. This is to make room for our easy injection mixer that we're going to be applying concrete mender into these holes at the next step. Here's a cartridge of Roadwear 10-minute concrete mender. We assemble these just the normal way we've been doing them, except we're going to add a little piece of plumber's Teflon plumbing tape. This acts as a seal between the two sides of the product and reduces dripping, because we're going to put a little pressure under this mixer using this easy injection mixers. So I want to prevent any leaks, and this just helps a little bit, just a little tip. And it's a little extra thing we like to do when we're doing the injection system. Now we have our concrete mender with our special easy injection mixer, and we're going to apply it. You just get your cartridge primed, and you put the mixer right into the little 3/8 inch holes you drilled and start pumping product. You can see it actually follow along the little hairline crack as you go. The concrete mender will go down to the bottom of the crack, but also spread side to side, and you can actually watch it migrate from hole to hole as you do this process. This works best for cracks that are fairly open and fairly clean. It's not for every conceivable situation, but it does work well for many types of applications, especially in a floor like this or any kind of structure. Here you can actually see it, the concrete mender spreading from along the crack and filling up all the little micro fissures and cracks. The surface tension is 1/3 of water, so you'll notice how the concrete mender can actually run into little fissures all on its own under very little pressure. And actually you can just see it come down into a crack and come up on the other holes, which means you know you're getting full depth penetration. Now we've actually done repairs like this in concrete as deep as 24 inches, and then we have taken core samples out to actually determine when we were getting a complete and full repair from the bottom all the way up using this method. So continue filling all the holes as needed, and you might have to go back a few times as the concrete mender will continue to soak into those cracks. I like to do is make these repairs is actually overfill them just a tiny bit, because we're going to come back and scrape and grind them smooth with the surface of the concrete. You can also, if you have any excess on top of the tape or hitting your concrete, you can just wipe that up with a paper towel before it cures. Just make sure you get the crack and all the holes completely filled. After about 10 minutes, you can start removing the top layer here and with a razor scraper and bringing it flush to the concrete. I did this one at about an hour after application. Now you may notice that over the holes you might have a couple voids or some little air pockets. This will happen as the concrete mender cures, and could be some outgassing from under the slab, especially in warmer climates. So we're going to come back and address that next. But I can also tell that the crack has been completely filled and even up the little micro fissures. So we take some Roadwear 10-minute concrete mender and some silica sand. I'm using 40-30 grit here. We make a mortar and we just quickly trawl across these little holes and fill everything in nice and neat. So you get all these little holes filled up and wait about 10 minutes, and you can buff off the surface. Here we're just using a finishing stone and a sanding brick, but you can easily use some power equipment. But for this situation, a finishing brick is just fine. That's all you have it. That's all there is to it. 10-minute concrete mender is fully cured. You can open this up to traffic right now, or you could paint it, coat it, finish it, prime it, or actually shot blast it at this time, or grind it, polish it. It's all ready to go. Let's check our work. We can photograph the crack under UV light, and we can see that the crack has been completely repaired in between the drilled holes, and that concrete mender actually wicked itself into these small micro fractures and micro cracks.